Hello, my name is Michael Serban. I'm Director of Family Community Engagement, and we welcome you to Family Teacher Teams Part 1. We want to start in Part 1 with a grounding of family community engagement and what it means, because it's not our great ideas. It's not somebody's cool way of thinking. It's actually research-based practices that shows that authentic relationships between staff and between a parent will have dramatic academic outcomes, positive outcomes, and social emotional outcomes for our students. So family teacher teams is the heart of that, but we want to first ground you in what family community engagement is, because there's a whole lot more to family engagement than just family teacher teams. This is just one piece of the puzzle. Our team is made up, I'm the director of family community engagement, Mike Serban there in the middle. And then we have Sandra Candler, who is the FACE supervisor. She oversees our 17 community liaisons. She is phenomenal at what she does, and the heart of our program. We also have Janice Raymond, teacher facilitator, retired teacher who's done family community engagement and made that part of her teaching practices for her entire life. And she's now retired and is back with us, working on and supporting teachers with family community engagement, specifically, in this case, family teacher teams. We also have Addie Lee, who's a family community engagement guru, as well as family teacher teams. She's at Meridian, an assistant principal, and Jana Leonard, program specialist, who really helped founded the idea of family teacher teams over 8 years ago. And she's a program specialist for data and assessment. All these people, you'll be hearing them throughout the presentation and can support you in and out of the presentation, whether it's just calling us over at the district office. We're happy to come over there and support you individually, one-on-one, or in groups. The goal for this training is a simple introduction to family community engagement and an understanding of the role of family engagement in our educational system and why it's so important, that it's not a great idea. It is research-based practices that will change outcomes for students. And if we don't see it that way, sounds like great ideas, but it's not. I want to ground us in our video, kind of the history of why we became a department 8 years ago and why it's so important that we ground us in this work. So starting with our video, which features our board member and many of our team to kind of ground us in the work of what family community engagement is all about in Cajon Valley.
So over the last 10 to 15 years, the demographics in Cajon Valley have changed drastically. We have been blessed with folks from all over the world who have joined our community. And we realized several years ago that the traditional outreach ways to the community were no longer working.
Our school board saw the need for our schools to connect to the community. That's why they directed us to form the Family and Community Engagement Office.
Here at the FACE office, our mission is to provide opportunities for Cajon Valley schools and families to build meaningful and productive partnerships committed to student learning. The way we fulfill this mission is through programs like Parent University, Poverty Simulation, Let's Read Together, parent workshops, positive home visits, parent volunteers, and community resources. I love seeing the difference the work that we do makes in the lives of the families we serve.
We've got people from all over the world. We've got over 40 languages spoken here. The Cajon Valley School District has done a remarkable job of bringing everybody together and helping people adjust to their new surroundings and adjust to new people.
We all know as a board and as a community that student wellness and student achievement is directly related to how well they're supported by their community.
Before Parent University, I didn't know anything about volunteering at a school, even how to be there for my own son. So coming to Parent University has taught me not only about how to be a better parent, but also how to be a better community member.
I like when my mom's involved in school because she knows what I'm doing in class, and then she could, when I get some answers incorrectly, she's gonna help me get the answers correct.
And our Parent University program and our FACE program are bringing our parents into our school on a regular basis.
I am so inspired every single day to see our community connecting with our principals and our teachers and our community liaison. It inspires me to see that we are truly making a difference in our world and in our community.
The more we learn about each other, the more we do respect each other.
And now I can teach my son how to be a better community member, how to accept and respect other cultures, and how to be stronger in his own community.
I feel like my mom and me are closer now.
Many cultures.
One community.
Many cultures.
One community.
Many cultures.
One community.
Many cultures.
One community.
So family community engagement is really about, it's a process of building relationships. And it's first realizing the power and the importance of those relationships in all that we do and all that we say. Without those relationships, it would be like, for example, like, have you done anything for somebody that you don't have a relationship for? Maybe, but will you do something for somebody that you have a relationship for? Absolutely. That's the intent, is that we have 30 families in our classrooms. And if we don't intentionally try to build authentic relationships with those families, why would they work for us during this year that we have them? If I didn't have a relationship with my teacher for my own kids, I might not do as much as I would for the teacher that I did have a relationship and did know. Even though I love my child explicitly, I might not do as much because of that connection, that relationship there. Now, if I am saying that as a director, and other families that might not be invested in education as much as I might be, it's really saying a lot that power of that relationship is everything. Family engagement has a place in all things you do in the classroom. It can't be an add-on. It can't be an extra thing. It can't be if I have time. It's got to be embedded in all that we do. And the way that we do that is greeting before and after school. That's the simplest way. But in bringing our families and engaging them and helping them really be a part of the planning and the learning and the growing of their child within the classroom. Our mission is about, when I talk about for our liaisons, what is their number one job, it's not to go build relationships by themselves with parents. It's really about bringing the parents into the school and having them build that relationship with a staff member, letting the staff member continue that relationship on their own and going out and starting the process again. It's only through that relationship that you will see academic growth in your children, in your students, and social emotional growth as well. We do all of this to have our district vision come to life, where all students are truly happy in healthy relationships on a path to gainful employment. Here's another quick video that
There are students.
Sorry about that. Here's another quick video that just kind of encapsulates the power of family engagement. Like, back in August, this video is going to say it all, but back in August, basically, we were able to save the lives of over 7 or 8 families and tens of students, about 30 students that we were able to bring back to Cajon Valley, only through our relationships that we already had with our parents. We'll never know in an emergency like that I'm going to show next, that where family engagement and relationships played a key role in the success of our families, and really, truly, in this case, the lives of our families. Here's just a quick video that illustrates the power of relationships, that if we start them early, they'll be there when we need them in crisis.
They're our students, and it's our community, and we're worried about them, and so we want them home.
Almost 24 Cajon Valley students are stranded in Afghanistan, currently unable to make it back home. According to district officials, the families traveled to visit extended family for summer break when the Taliban took over. Our ABC 10 News reporter Laura Acevedo is at the district, where it's anxiously awaiting their safe return.
The district says the latest information they have on their students and their family is that they are safe. They are trying to come home, but so far there is no word on if or when that might happen. As the U.S. government works to safely evacuate thousands from Afghanistan, the Cajon Valley Union School District is hoping 23 of their students will soon be back in the classroom.
They've been trying to get back, but they currently don't have a way.
Last week, district officials were notified the 23 students were in Afghanistan, unable to make it home in time for the start of the school year.
And they reached out specifically to us to find out, can you hold a spot for them in school? And so we said, absolutely, it's the least we can do to ease any of your stress.
The students were with their families for summer break, reportedly visiting extended family members. But as chaos erupted and the Taliban took over Kabul, there was no way of making it back to El Cajon.
They were trying to actually get back here. They had flights to get back here. They were going to the airport, and this, the situation occurred.
Michael Serbin is the director of family and community engagement at Cajon Valley. His team is made up of community liaisons that work with immigrant and refugee families in the district. One of the team members has made contact with a state official, trying to do everything possible to get these families back home.
It's emotional. These are our families in our community.
So far, there is no word on when these children will make it back home or back to the classroom, but their community is waiting for them.
We're doing everything we can and pouring out our hopes and our desires that they are able to come back. But right now, all we have is hope.
In El Cajon, Laura Acevedo, ABC 10 News.
The short story, all of our families made it home. It was only through the connections and the relationships they had with our community liaisons that they reached out when they were scared in Afghanistan and said, hey, hold a spot for us. We held that spot for them. They were able to, and the reason why we played such a critical role in this is, imagine they're in Afghanistan. The only way for them to trust who's on the other end of the line is to ensure that person is who they say they are. There were government officials contacting our families there and saying, hey, meet me at the petrol station, meet me at the airport. We're going to get you on an airplane. But they didn't trust that because of the situation going on with the Taliban. Many people have received phone calls saying, meet me somewhere. And then it happened to be the Taliban that were there instead of the American or the soldiers to help them get on airplanes. The only reason we were involved is because the relationships our liaisons had. The only people that they trusted were our liaisons. So the governmental agencies here were using our liaisons to communicate to our families because they knew when they received a phone call from our liaisons that they knew who they were. And so that was our involvement in this. And it was a 3-month process and a day-to-day situation where we were working hand in hand with our government to help communicate to our families to get them where they needed to go so ultimately they could be here in school today. So family engagement is a lot more than an idea. You can take a second here just to read the quotes of students and what they think family engagement is, what family members believe family engagement is. One student, if adults know who you are and where you are, they can better help you set realistic goals. Having a weekly or daily warm-up checkup to know how the students are feeling, whether they are feeling down or happy, so they know how to approach them and how to help them. So student and staff relationships. Improve adult connections with students, build better relationships, greet students with smiles and hugs to help them feel welcome and to encourage them. That was a parent. This is our team. We have an amazing team. It's grown from here, but we have a huge team that is out there in the district. They're itinerant. They can help and support any school, any place, anytime, even though they might specifically work at the district office or work in the school. They can help any school. The dual capacity building framework is the research we use to bring educators and families together through specific conditions, putting policy and programs in place so that we can have a community that is built on relationship and rebuilt on connection so that we can have the best outcome for our students. We really like to differentiate the difference between involvement and engagement. Parent involvement is what we do to parents. Come to this meeting and listen to us. Come to the carnival and participate in a program. Parent engagement is doing with. Help me build the carnival. Help me build my class lesson. I don't know how to, I've said this 5 or 6 times. A teacher might say to a parent, I've tried to explain this lesson to the kids and they're just not getting it. What might I say culturally or not culturally, but what might I say that your student might understand this lesson? Or how can you help me plan this activity? Or how could we rethink what we do in the classroom so that outcomes can be better for students? You know, the behaviors. I have a lot of kids with challenging behaviors in my classroom. You might ask our parents, how do I work with your child best to best support them and get through the behavior? Only through a relationship. This is a chart that we like to use in explaining family engagement. Now, family engagement can have lower impact or higher impact. Lower impact doesn't mean bad, and higher impact doesn't mean good. Lower impact means lower impact on academics. Higher impact means higher impact on academics. So it's not like, if you looked at the left side, it's not that celebrations, fundraisers, and potlucks and performances and showcases are bad. They're just focused on relationship only. Where on the other side, higher impact, now these are linked to learning, weekly data sharing, home visits, modeling or sharing supports, family teacher teams, classroom observations. All of those activities allow a student to grow academically through the parent-teacher relationship. So we just want people to be really intentional. Are you doing a relational activity, or are you doing an activity that's linked to learning? If you're doing a relational activity, don't say it's linked to learning. Just say it's a relational activity. I want to build a connection with my family. Incredibly important, vital. Now this one's linked to learning. Let's build a relationship, but more importantly, let's, through that relationship, get the parent involved, not involved, engaged, so that they can participate at home in maybe an academic strategy. That's what family teacher teams can help you do. There are lots of resources that we have available to you. All our emails are here, our FACE website. You'll have connections to this PowerPoint and presentation. There's a lot on Alludo or Cajon 365, as well as we can come out to any of you and do presentations. We have school-wide presentations, a lot of information that we can share. We're happy to do that and excited to make that connection with you. So please reach out. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.